Greetings and salutations, good people of the internet. My name is Big Lou. Welcome to my workshop. If you've been a fan of my channel for a long time, you probably remember way back when I did an unboxing and review video of my original bandsaw, which was the Rikon 10325 10-inch bandsaw. I have since upgraded to the 10... Sorry, I'm looking at the box. I need glasses. 10-3061, which is the deluxe version of that 10-inch bandsaw. Now, since I've already done an unboxing and assembly of basically the identically same saw, I'm not going to go through the trouble of making basically a duplicate video. But what I am going to do is I'm going to take half a sheet of plywood and build a base for a stand, rather, for that 10-inch bandsaw, because the stand that Rikon provides is a perfectly adequate stand for setting the bandsaw on, but I want something with a little bit more functionality. I want to put some wheels on it so that I can easily move it around, and I want to put some storage underneath it so that I can keep extra bandsaw blades, have a place to put the fence, and some other things like that. So let's head over to my, well, it's right there. Let's go that way. Okay, so I have exactly 1/2 sheet of 3/4 inch plywood here, and I'm going to take my cut list. I'm going to take my cut list and my schematic layout and basically lay out all the parts. I'll have this in a PDF that you can download on my website. I will have full build plans available at some point that you could purchase, but in the meantime, this will be a good place to get started. Let's go do some layout. Sounds good. Well, the best laid plans of mice and men often go awry, or so says Robert Burns. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but I think it has something to do with making sure that your ducks are all in a row before you even start to cut. Or to put it another way, measure twice, cut once. I have my layout here, and that's exactly what the half sheet of plywood here is. I'm going to do some rough drawing out and then see where it goes. The plans that are in a schematic are, especially when it comes to wood, plywood's a little bit more forgiving than regular lumber, but I want to make sure that I have everything laid out to a rough dimensions on the plywood here before I even take a blade to it. So that's what we're going to do, and if all goes according to plan, which it usually doesn't in my shop, but that's a different story, we can go ahead and start cutting this up on the table saw. If you don't have a table saw, then you can obviously just use a straight edge and a circular saw. No reason to limit yourself because, you know, you don't have... Anyway, there's no reason to limit yourself. Anyway, let's get to work. Alright, so Lou from the future here. I just want to take a minute and talk about what a bonehead I am here. In theory, this was going to be a cool thing because I had the bar set up on the side there, and you can see, boom, right there I run into it. I stop the saw and I pull the plywood back off of the blade after I move it out of the way. I had it lined up so that where I thought it would be just right across the top and support that wing, and it didn't. And here, I'm getting ready to try and run it through without it, and I'll just catch it. But I look at it, I even go as far as turning the saw on, and then realize, nope, not a good thing. Remember, kids, if it looks wrong, doesn't feel right, don't do it. Alright kids, pro take. If you're using a straight edge guide clamped to whatever you're cutting for running your circular saw around, and you use a clamp like this, Make sure that you clamp it with the high side down so that you don't run into the body of the saw like I just did, because then you end up having to play like, Twister and reach for a hand cut saw. Anyway, just something to be mindful of. Do as I say, not as I do. But yeah, that's right. All right, back to work. Okay, everything is now cut and labeled and ready to be assembled. I mean, honestly, it looks like a flat pack IKEA thing, only we cut it ourselves, which is awesome. So anyway, I'm gonna use my brad nailer and some glue just to kind of put everything together. You don't have to use a brad nailer, you can just use screws, you use pocket holes, however you wanna do to put this thing together. I'm gonna use the brad nailer because the sound is probably my favorite sound effect in the entire workshop. So let's get to it. Okay, so the base is together and the saw is in place, but I still have to put the rest of the saw together. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I've already put one together that's, I mean, it's so much like the saw, it better be almost the same saw. So I'll put a link to the assembly of that saw at the end of this one, and you can go check that out if you want to know how to put this together with all the specifics of how to do it. So without any further ado, we're just going to do a hard cut, and we will... Wait. What? Please tell me you're not about to do one of those stupid clap your hands to transition to something you've already done in the future without having to actually show it on video. Oh, you mean how I just used you talking there as a clip to transition to the saw being fully assembled now? Like that? Okay, you know, sometimes I just can't even with you. I don't know why you people are even subscribed to him. That's his problem to get over. You folks go ahead and subscribe and like and all that good stuff because you know why you're here. Anyway, it is put together and I am very thrilled with how the base turned out. It's the exact right height for me. I'm not the tallest person in the world, so this is just going to work out perfectly. I am concerned about how stable it is going to be on the 4 wheels. If it becomes an issue, I may take 2 of the wheels off and put solid things on there and just kind of lift it up and move it around like that. Kind of like how my other one is on the just the 2-wheel mobile base system. But for right now, it's going to do exactly what I need it to do, and I can get to work on some really cool projects. I know you probably want to see this thing in action, so make sure you stay tuned for some things. This video was really about building the stand for it. I am going to have a full cut list and the schematics for it on my website. I'll have the links to that down below, and full plans on assembly plans on exactly step-by-step instructions will be coming in the very near future. So you want to stay tuned for that. Anyway, I'm going to get started on the next project. I do have something special in mind for this involving... Sneak peek much? Anyway, stay motivated, stay inspired, and stay safe. We'll see you next time.